What if I told you that the reason you wake up feeling empty, anxious, or joyless is not a personality flaw, it's not weakness, it's not laziness. It is your brain running a program it built years ago to keep you alive in a world that no longer exists. Here's what modern neuroscience has confirmed. Your brain is physically plastic. It reshapes itself based on what you repeatedly do, think, and feel. This is called neuroplasticity. And today I'm going to show you 10 habits backed by peer-reviewed science that physically rewire your brain for happiness, focus, and emotional resilience. I'm not talking about toxic positivity. I'm talking about biology. Stay with me for the next 15 minutes, because by the end of this video, you will understand your brain better than most people ever will. Let's begin. Before we get into the habits, let me explain something your school never taught you. Your brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons. Each one is connected to thousands of others through pathways called synapses. And here's the key, these pathways are not fixed. Every time you repeat a thought, a behavior, or an emotion, you strengthen a specific neural pathway. Do it enough times and it becomes your brain's default setting. This is why trauma rewires the brain. It's why addictions are hard to break. And it is also, thankfully, why new intentional habits can physically rebuild you. The brain you have right now is the product of everything you have repeatedly done and experienced. The brain you will have in 30 days. That is up to you. Here are your 10 tools. Habit 1. Gratitude journaling. A 2003 study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people who wrote 3 things they were grateful for every day reported significantly higher happiness levels after just 10 weeks. But why? Gratitude activates the medial prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for positive emotion and social bonding. Do this daily, and you literally grow new neural pathways that default toward positivity. Habit 2. Cold exposure. Cold showers, ice baths, cold plunges. You've heard the hype. Here's the science. Cold exposure triggers a massive release of norepinephrine up to 300%, according to research by Dr. Andrew Huberman at Stanford. Norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter that sharpens focus, elevates mood, and reduces inflammation in the brain. Just 30 to 90 seconds of cold water every morning. That is your brain's natural antidepressant. Habit 3. Exercise. When you exercise, your brain releases a protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. Scientists call it miracle grow for the brain. It literally causes new neurons to grow, especially in the hippocampus, which controls memory and emotional regulation. Dr. John Ratey from Harvard calls exercise the single most powerful tool we have to optimize brain function. 20 minutes, that's all it takes to trigger BDNF release. Habit 4. Deep sleep. During sleep, specifically in the deep, slow-wave stages, your brain activates the glymphatic system. This is essentially your brain's waste disposal unit. It flushes out toxic proteins, including amyloid beta, the protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. People who consistently sleep less than 6 hours show measurable shrinkage in the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain that controls decision-making, impulse control, and emotional regulation. Sleep is not rest, sleep is repair. Habit 5. Mindfulness meditation. Harvard neuroscientist Sara Lazar published a landmark study showing that people who meditated regularly had measurably thicker cortical gray matter, particularly in regions associated with attention, interoception, and sensory processing. 8 weeks of 10 to 20 minutes of daily meditation physically changed the structure of participants' brains. You do not need to empty your mind. You just need to observe it without judgment. Habit 6. Social connection. Loneliness is not just an emotion. It is a neurological state. Research from the University of Chicago found that chronic loneliness triggers the same threat response centers in the brain as physical pain. On the flip side, genuine social connection releases oxytocin, dopamine, and serotonin simultaneously. That is a triple neurochemical hit for happiness. Call someone you love this week. Not text, call. Habit 7. Learning new skills. Every time you learn something new, a language, an instrument, a skill, your brain forms new synaptic connections. This process is called synaptogenesis. It keeps the brain young and adaptable. Research from the Max Planck Institute found that learning to juggle over a 3-month period visibly increased the gray matter in participants' brains. Think about what learning something you actually care about could do. Habit 8. Reducing doom scrolling. This one may be the most urgent. Social media platforms are engineered to exploit your dopamine system. Every notification, every scroll, every like triggers a small dopamine spike. Over time, this floods and desensitizes your reward pathways. The result? Nothing in real life feels rewarding enough. You become addicted to the artificial and numb to the real. Set a hard limit. 30 minutes of social media per day. Use your phone's screen time controls. Your dopamine system will begin to reset within 2 weeks. Habit 9, sunlight exposure. Morning sunlight, within 30 to 60 minutes of waking, signals the suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain to release cortisol in a healthy pulse. This wakes up your body, sets your circadian rhythm, and initiates serotonin production. Serotonin, produced in daylight, is later converted to melatonin at night, helping you sleep deeper. 10 minutes of morning sunlight. No sunglasses, no glass window, actual outdoor light. This is free medicine. Habit 10, acts of kindness. Research from Emory University found that performing acts of kindness activates the same reward centers in the brain as receiving a gift. Scientists call this the helper's high. Helping others releases endorphins, reduces cortisol, and has been shown to lower blood pressure. Kindness is literally cardioprotective and neuroprotective at the same time. Now, here is the most important thing I want you to hear before you close this video. You do not need to do all 10 of these at once. Start with 2. Build a stack. Give your brain 30 days. Neuroplasticity does not happen overnight, but it will happen if you are consistent. If this video gave you even one new insight about your brain, do me a favor, share it with someone who needs it. Because this is the kind of science that should be in every classroom, every hospital waiting room, and every family dinner table. Subscribe to Med Mystery Stories for more videos where we decode the most fascinating and misunderstood science of the human body. I'll see you in the next one.